Hey guys, welcome to Financial Fitness Friday. We are live.
That purple drink.
That purple drink gets you. It got me. That was muffled too. All right, so guys, what we're going to talk about today is how to build wealth, and one of the most important aspects. Like everyone talks about making money, making money, making money. I love that part of it. All right, and it's arguably one of the highest and most important skills that you need. However, there is something that very few people talk about, except Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. And I think Charlie died, right? One of them died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Charlie.
okay. Charlie died. So, what they talk about is preserving and limiting risk. Okay. Limiting any type of losses, right? Rule number one, don't lose money. Rule number two, follow rule number one at all times. All right. Now, I am going to tell you a couple things from personal experience. And these are legitimate things that I have been through since 2017, right? So over the last 9 years, I have probably lost $2 million. Okay. That's not a joke. I said what I said, and I can show you how and why. And it's because I did not understand preserving and not losing money, right? Because I was always very good at making money. I was always good at helping other people make money. I was very good at helping people grow their business. Okay. The reality is, what I wasn't good at is I wasn't good at taking the money I was making and investing it passively, because I always wanted to get in with, I had some groupthink mentality. I fell for a lot of investments early, and I have been ideally paid the price. Now, the reality is this: I learned very expensive lessons. All right. I learned very, very expensive lessons. I invested in some fraudulent real estate multiple times, probably to the tune of about 350,000. That's one of the guys, Aaron Wagner, still getting caught up in an FBI case because of it. I invested in a gym that cost me 600,000. It was a gym franchise. We were very early on. I didn't realize it was someone I thought was a friend. I didn't realize that they didn't have their systems and processes worked out, and because I didn't verify. It's not because I didn't know. It's because I didn't verify. And because it was a friend and I didn't verify, me and two other partners all lost 600,000 each, and a lot of stress. Okay, a lot of stress, a lot of lessons learned in that one. Another one was I had a lot of money on a crypto exchange, right? And I'm a lot of money, right? And during that time when we're having a meeting, during that time, that crypto exchange, it was actually Voyager, basically locked everybody out because they lent money unsecured to another party. That party defaulted, and all that money was basically gone. All right. That was a massive, massive, massive hit. And then I raised capital for a deal for a celebrity beverage company. I put it in escrow. Okay. This is another one. And it was one of my good friends' money who I'm still paying back to this day. He gave us 700,000, and I put it in escrow with a law firm, and you guys can look this up. It's Emerald Consulting Partners versus Messner Reeves, and they moved the money in a Ponzi scheme. It wasn't just that 700; there was about 12 million in there. Okay, but these are all massive hits. There's probably a couple other ones that I am forgetting, and I know that sounds crazy, right? I invested in a couple things with Ryan Stewman. That went belly up. Okay, the reality is, when you control your destiny and you control your money, right, it's going to be safer. When you are giving it to other people to invest, that's a challenge. This is just personal wealth building. I'll get into the business applications in a second. The other problem, we can go, and each one of these things could be an entire 20-minute, 30-minute episode, right? The point is, losing money absolutely sets you back. And when you lose money like that, I guess the good thing is it made me hustle a lot harder, right? And it made, and there's a good part of honoring your commitments, right? So Scott, my buddy Scott's about to get paid back here in the next 2 months, and we paid him the 700K in like 2 years, right? And Hagen Master, this is a public show, right? I'll answer what I do for work. I do business lending, and yeah, I own a couple finance companies. So in this process, right, those things were massive, massive setbacks. I've also had business setbacks as well. And the reality is, if you protect your capital, you are going to get ahead a lot faster, a lot farther. And the first thing is making sure that you control where the money goes. Now, let's talk about the business aspect of this. How many businesses hire somebody and it doesn't work out? Right? How many businesses invest in a marketing firm and it doesn't work out? Okay. How many businesses invest in employees that don't work out? Now, the employee thing, I'm not telling you never to hire an employee. What I'm saying is you have to hire slow, fire fast. And this is true in anything that you do in business, right? A lot of the times when you're going and you're about to hire somebody, could be a marketing agency, could be a website developer, it could be an employee, you name it. Making a wrong choice costs you time. You can't get back time. Costs you money. You can make back money, right? That's what I'm saying here, guys. You can make it back. And it costs you stress and sanity, right? And these are all things that the more that you can avoid, the higher your return is going to be. The faster your company is going to grow. The quicker you're going to build wealth. So what do you need to do to prevent this? Way more due diligence, way more research, take way more time to make these decisions, because these decisions could cost you dearly, right? Same thing with hiring a mentor. You pick the wrong mentor, they don't know what they're doing. Maybe it's an influencer. Maybe they're flashy, right? I'm not flashy. I'm probably the least flashy person you'll ever meet. You guys will never see half the stuff I have, all right? Dave knows. Anyone that personally knows me knows, and I'm not like that. I don't value that. I value my family. I value God. Okay, I value helping people, and I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. Dave, what are your thoughts on this? Because I just rambled on for 7 minutes.
Dude, like that was all spot on, man. From the personal and the business side, like from personal experience, because we've done some bad. I've done some questionable things on the personal side. Yeah, have I? Yeah, of course, man. And you're going to, man. That's
learning.
It's that, and it's part of being human, man. Like you're going to make those mistakes, man. Like no matter who you see do it, you're always going to be like, oh shit. Well, you know what? It didn't work for him, so maybe it just might work for me. It's like touching the glass stove, right? You got the little burner light that's on. It's like, is it really hot? Oh shit, it's hot, right? And it doesn't matter. Like you're going to do it. The thing is, you got to learn from it, man. Like I could tell you crazy stuff, like the whole Amazon store thing, right?
Dude, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough.
I was 100K into that.
Well, we luckily got ours back a little bit. I'm not going to say how, but
I got it. But no, that was another 6-figure hit, dude, and I forgot about it because it was so small compared to all the other ones.
Yeah, dude, like it's just crazy. And I think one of the things that we forget, right? Like we try to, again, we talk about it all the time, like keep it simple, right? Every time you get a win or you get some success, it's like, all right, cool, man. Like I've arrived, right? I've had some wins. So what's the next thing? Hey man, I got this thing you got to check out. Or hey man, what about this or that? And they don't know either, right? 9 times out of 10, if somebody else is bringing you something because it looks good, like they don't know any better either. It's usually not their thing. So it's like, oh, he's doing it. Cool, man. Oh, we got some wins over here. All right, let's do it. And then you learn the hard way, man. That's the ultimate shiny object syndrome. Realistically, man, just say no. Like keep the main thing the main thing. Grant Cardone always has a good quote about money. It's like, get it, keep it, and multiply it, right? But just double down on what you're doing. Like you understand that it works. It's all inputs and outputs. So, and I think this is where the dumbest thing in the world comes from. It's the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Okay, where do the other 6 come from then? After it's the good ones, right? The ones that aren't even talking about it, right? Because like you said, you don't show anything. Well, they got their the main thing first. All that other stuff, they're usually either invested in or they have a system that's in place that operates that stuff on its own pretty much, right? So it's crazy. 2 words, right? Say no.
Or better yet, due diligence. All right. I'll
Right.
give you one more thing. And the reason why we're talking about this today is I had an interesting conversation with a friend yesterday. There was a group that was investing in land. All right. And part of one of my was a very close friend of mine. He got me in some of these investments and they didn't work out. And it didn't seem like he was at fault. And then there was one that he swore up and down was great. And I'm expecting a pretty nice liquidity event soon. Right. So about this time last year, I wanted to test this guy out, gave him money, only gave him like 10,000. He did everything he said and more. Right. And so I'm gearing up to get ready to reach out to him again and put some real capital with him. Right. And I speak to a friend of mine that was also friends with the person that made this introduction. He also was involved in a lot of these things. And we're talking about some of the losses and how, we don't feel that the friend that was putting us in these has done the right thing because he should have gotten attorneys involved sooner to get all of our capital back. And I know that this person is not complicit in this, but he's absolutely negligent in how he's responded and how he's managed these investments. All right. And my point in saying that was me and this other friend were going through all of what these other investments were. And the guy came up that I was going to invest with. And I'm like, hey, let's just say Rocking Capital. Okay. I don't want to give the name, but, I asked them about Rocking Capital. Okay. And they were investing in raw land and prepping it and flipping it to developers, which makes sense. And I know they were doing it. I actually did more due diligence and I checked it out. And he told me, how much money do you have at Rockland Capital, whatever? And I said, nothing. I got my money out. Why? And come, the look of trust me, no shit, Peter. The reality, the reality of the situation was they're now they haven't been paying out dividends the last 3 quarters, and they were supposed to be paying off investors, and they haven't paid them off at nearly the pace. Okay, so even that is falling. Is it fraudulent? I don't think so. It might be market conditions, but 2 things to think about. One, if it's too good to be true, it usually is, right? Keep that in mind for everything. And 2, in business, in life, put a ton of due diligence in, a ton of time, verify, re-verify before you make any substantial moves. Because preserving your own capital, preserving your own wealth is a really, really, really crucial step to multiplying it. And if you ask me, what am I doing now? It's only things that I control. It's digital assets, it's real estate, and it's my own companies, right? Do I have a 401k into the stock market that somebody else manages? Yes. Okay. Do I really care about it? Is that like something that's a big deal? No. That's kind of like, all right, it's good there when it's there. The reality is I want all my money, all my wealth where I can control it and I know the ins and outs. And if you do that from an early age on, you're going to have a much better, much easier time. Okay. Just do what you know. And then if you want to learn other skills or other industries or other investments, go very slow, verify, and you should try to control it yourself. Final thoughts, Dave?
No, I like just to touch on the business side real quick, something that we do because again, controlling it, and it's always every time it always seems marketing and ads and lead gen, right? Like a lot of people, especially in my space, right, directly, because there's a lot of compliance that goes in, and everybody thinks they have the secret sauce. And it's like, no, dude, you don't. So my rule is 90 days. The agreement's got to be lean a little more towards us, and they got to be okay with that. And then also at the end, which was the hard thing to swallow, like budget something you understand if it goes, then you're okay with, because that's the big deal. But again, even if you do your due diligence, still, you never know. And you said it best, man. Control. If you can control it, and controlling what you can control, you're going to dictate the outcome.
100%. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, you heard it here. This is a really good one. Please share this with people that need to hear it. And we will catch you on Mindset Monday.
Great, y'all.